play out and see how it all goes. So what was your, let me write, you say the Browns are going to finish, you think they could finish 8-8?
I think it's possible. I think 7-9 or 8-8 is not, I'll say it's not unattainable. And especially when you look at what I said last year, and I really, really thought last year they could have, if the injuries didn't happen, they could have won 9 or 10 games. So
all right.
I think 7-9 or 8-8 is not out of the question for them this year. But they have to play mistake-free football, and one of these young receivers has to develop. Either that or Jordan Cameron's going to have a 1,400-yard receiving season, one or the other.
One or the other, my man, from your lips there. Hopefully it happens. We'll see. We're going to follow along with it, of course. All right, last question for you before I let you go. It kicks off Browns and Steelers. If you're an older fan, especially, always the big rivalry between the two. I know some of the younger fans, not as much because they haven't seen it the way many others have. But how do you think the Browns season starts? By the time you and I talk on Tuesday, they will be 1-0 or 0-1. Who wins this opening week of the season with the Browns and the Steelers?
I think that the Browns are going to shock some people this weekend. Patton has been working on this all summer. He knows he has to come out and make his mark right here in this first game. And the Browns will find a way to beat the Steelers on Sunday.
I will tell you, man, you just said something, and I was going to mention it later on in the week, but you just said something, man. Mike Pettin may have hurt himself with what he said the other day because people are going to hold him accountable like you just mentioned because you caught the comment too. He mentioned the other day that they've been game planning specifically for Pittsburgh since early in the offseason. I think he might have said even before the draft. Like, we're talking back in March. So if you go out and lay an egg in the game plan, forget the execution. If you lay an egg in the game plan, then I'm far from the only one that will have to question what you've been working on since before the draft for this one game. So it's good if it works out. I'm glad you caught that comment too, because when he made it the other day, I said, well, you better play well, because if you've been planning for 8 months for this game, man, you cannot go out there and lay an egg with your play calling. You know what I mean? So,
well, I guarantee you, and I agree with you, and I guarantee you that what Ray Farmer told him when he was hired was, he'd probably put it on the whiteboard or the blackboard, and then it got there in Beret, probably said, how do we beat Pittsburgh? And I'm sure that was a question that had to be on Pettin's mind the minute he got himself comfortable and found a house to live in there. He said, all right, I got to figure out how I'm going to beat Pittsburgh twice a year.
Absolutely. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Much like, when coaches get hired at the Ohio State, they know what to say first. How many days till Michigan? That's right. They know what the deal is, So, and as soon as you win one, as you said, whether it's now or not, but if it's, say you go to Pittsburgh and you punch them in the mouth, you win one, you win a couple here, all of a sudden it does become a true, sparked hot now rivalry where, everybody's into it. For now, unfortunately, it's a lot of people with older memories who remember Turkey Jones and who remember all of the dirty, nasty games over the years between the Browns and the Steelers. But if you're a fan since 1999, I think, once, twice, lucky Sundays, you've seen the Browns win. So it doesn't happen very much. You're going to scratch off a winning lottery ticket and pay for college than watch the Browns beat the Steelers in the last 15 years. Once you start doing that, then it really does reignite things, Yeah,
don't be surprised. The Steelers already have it on the blackboard. If Manziel comes in for a couple of snaps on Sunday also. Not that he's Tim Tebow and that he can be used that way, but that would definitely shake up the Steelers a little bit if they saw Manziel come in on the center for a series or two.
I have no doubt they're preparing for that. I'm absolutely sure that they are. So it'll be interesting to see how the Browns do approach that, if they do have a John Manziel package or not, and how often or what situations they use that. My man, Dr. Football, always with us on Tuesdays. I've got your picks in the book. We're going to start watching it play out this weekend, and you said it. Dr. Football says the Browns shocked the world on Sunday. They opened the season with an upset in Pittsburgh, man. So can't wait to get to you Tuesday. We'll see how close you were. We'll look at how the first week of the NFL kicks off around the entire league. It starts on Thursday, and you and I get back at it Tuesday. I look forward to it.
All right, man. You have a good week, and enjoy Thursday night, and enjoy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
You got it.
I'll shoot you a message Monday. If my predictions made it through the first weekend of the season.
All right, Dr. Football, have a good one. Enjoy the first weekend.
You too, man. Be good.
You too. All right, that is Dr. Football Bill Chachkes. You guys can tweet with him always at Ask Dr. Football. He's got Seattle and New England with the Seahawks defending their title in the Super Bowl. He's got the Browns at 7-9 or possibly 8-8 if things go well. So we will look back on that, and he's got them beating Pittsburgh to kick off the season. We're going to take a break, get this last one out of the way. When we come back, the Ohio State Buckeyes kicked off their season, so let's talk a little more football. We'll talk about that. I'll give you my thoughts as we watch that one. I'll set the stage for the Indians tonight as they get back at it with the Detroit Tigers. A Fantasy Football League update for those of you listening here from the Sports Fix Fantasy League. I'll let you guys know the final roster as the league is official and underway. All of that, don't go anywhere. A ton more to come. You're listening to You're listening to the Sports Fix on the Sports Fix Radio Network.
Warning. Listening to the Sports Fix could cause serious injury, bodily harm, or even death. Broken blood vessel! You've been warned. The Sports Fix.
Hey guys, before we go to the break, I want to talk to you a little bit again about our good friends at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted, the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championships, some of the hottest fights in the world today. Each and every one of their huge events, Harry Buffalo is one of the few places in Northeast Ohio you can go there and watch each and every UFC fight at the Harry Buffalo. And let me tell you, I've been there. The people are out the door. They are to the rafters. It is one of the craziest environments for some UFC fights. Wing Mondays, they've got great deals on wings and drinks, and every day of the week there's a different special, a different deal. And don't forget the Bison Burger, the unbelievable. It is the combination of a fantastic burger and eating healthy combined into one unbelievable sandwich. You have got to get a Bison Burger while you're there. So whatever you're looking for, whatever day of the week, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sundays, there's something for you at the Harry Buffalo North Olmsted, just outside Great Northern Mall. Check them out today. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
Hey, this is Antoine Jameson, and you listen to the Sports Fix.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Sports Fix is now available every day on the world's largest internet radio service, iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeartRadio app, subscribe to the show, and get your fix.
Need the perfect ingredients for a great tailgating experience? All you need are good friends, football, and your favorite food served hot off the propane grill. When grilling, keep the grill top open when lighting, and don't close it until you're sure the grill is lit. Use soapy water to check for leaks between the hose and cylinder connections. Never use an open flame. Always transport and store cylinders in an upright position, and never store or use cylinders indoors. For more tips, visit usepropane.com. This message was brought to you by your local propane retailer.
Back in 1990, when I joined Herb in the booth, you could say that first game was when I became a lifelong Tribe fan. Something about Cleveland made us want to stay and call it our home, raise our family here. I can promise you one thing, home or on the road, I feel what you folks feel, what you feel every game. Cleveland fans are passionate and pretty vocal. I respect that. This is our team. This is our town. This is a Tribe town.
Hi, this is Dean Chenoweth, head coach of Cleveland's Lake Erie Monsters, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Go ahead, do your OH while we're getting back into the show. I-O, baby. J-Rock back with you. Welcome into the Sports Fix as we roll into the final segment of the show here. And Welcome back into the show across the Sports Fix Radio Network, however it is that you're listening to us, whether it's on TuneIn or Spreaker or Mixler Live or on digital delay on iHeartRadio and iTunes and Stitcher Radio and SoundCloud and all of that. Welcome in, you guys. Jerry Myers back with you. As I said, final segment. Phone lines are back open. 216-539-7535 is the number to call. 216-539-7535, or hit us up as always. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. Email us. TheSportsFix@AOL.com. OHIO. I gotta do it live on the air. I drop what I'm doing, baby. As speaking of, the Buckeyes kicked off their season, and I'll tell you what. I mean, you know, we talked about the differences in getting ready for Navy and what they bring to the table. They lived right up to the scouting report, almost to the number. I noticed they had about 370 yards rushing in that game. They averaged 385 last year. Very difficult. A different game to prepare for than a traditional team, and a different challenge for the Buckeyes here, and one that they struggled with for a while. At one moment, they were trailing 14-13 in the game in the third quarter, and Navy was feeling good. Of course, moments later, Ohio State pulled, superior talent. You got up, finally got over the top, and that was really what opened it up. Getting over top of the defense with Devin Smith with that 80-yard touchdown pass. JT Barrett, what are your thoughts, guys? First time out there, 226 yards passing, 12 of 15, 2 touchdowns and an interception for his first appearance debut as the quarterback of the Ohio State Buckeyes. He also carried the ball 9 times for 50 yards, had that 19-yard scramble for his long one. Devin Smith really opened it up there, getting over the top there on that defense. And, you know, good that they came down to win the game, that they were able to buckle down. It's hard to judge completely the way the season's going to go off of Navy because they're such a different team, but I don't think I'm going to go as far as Vashon in the chat room saying 4 losses, but you can clearly see a lot of work that needs to be done with these guys, a lot of growth that needs to happen with this team. This is going to be a growing season. I said it before, now I'm sure of it. You're looking at it, a loss or 2 here for sure, I believe, along the course of the season as it goes, as you're going to have some times where you don't get over the top and you don't open it up and you're not able to get that offense on track and fix the mistakes that you made earlier in the game. So it will come back, I believe, to bite them later on. But, you know, good that they got the first victory there. Good that they got to test themselves a bit. But again, so different of a test that, you can only take so much of that away from that. And I agree with you there, Vashon, man. I'll tell you, the fact that, and I know Navy is super, super, super effective running the ball. I get that. They averaged 385 yards a game last year and hit 370 on this one. But, man, seeing them gash through some of those holes and just hit into the secondary at will sometimes, it seemed. I said, man, I've got some worries for sure about this defense here. So we'll see as they play more balanced teams and as they play some teams that attack you differently. I want to see how this team steps up, but I agree with you, Vashon. I mean, you knew where Navy was going. I mean, you knew they were running the ball, and they still had trouble. And defensively, they were able to get the turnover and then got the big, long touchdown. So, yeah, it gave you a little bit of breathing room in the final score, and you can get out of there and say, hey, you've won another in your 25 regular season victory streak here that the Buckeyes currently have going. But as many things as I like to see, it definitely opened up even more questions for me once these guys get back out here again. And I definitely see some ups and downs. There's going to be some good moments. There's going to be some good things, but it's going to be some growth out of this team. Absolutely. And we'll see. JT Barrett up and down. I want to see his growth too. I mean, obviously, first time out there, big spotlight on you. It's a noon game, and everybody's focused on you, and you're now the quarterback of the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I think you could see, I don't want to say nervousness, but you could see, I think it took him a minute to get into it. And really get himself going in the second half. He had a much better, and obviously 80 yards of that comes on one haul, but he was 4 for 4, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half as Ohio State was pulling away from that thing. I want to see his adjustment from week to week too. I would fully expect, I think anybody would, you expect him to get better. You expect him to clean up some of the mistakes and be able to get out there and lead